start. If you can hear me, will you just type yes? Because I feel a little like I'm yelling because Spiff said my voice is too soft. He's the only person in the world who's ever told me my voice is too soft. So I'm using my cafeteria voice. Great, thanks.
Are you going to throw food?
Yeah, I'm going to have a food fight in just a sec. So
Nice.
I'm presenting for Haley, who could not present tonight. And this is the beginning, not exactly the beginning of her slideshow, but this slide that you're seeing right now is her Michigan project. And she got her island in the end of October last year and took about a week to set it up. She organized it. She set up 20 generic accounts for her students. For example, student number 1, student number 2. And then she took her 8th graders on to reaction grid. And Spiff, you can go to the next slide, please. So this is Hallie's class beginning to build on reaction grid. And you can see it's really beginning. She had 3 sessions of 8th graders. She had 3 different people that used the same avatar. So she had 3 classes. So 3 different students would use the student number 1 avatar, and they would just create their own appearance and save it as an outfit. So when they went on, they could change to their outfit. Next slide, please. I need one of those little bang. This is just another picture of her students at the beginning stage of building. You can see it's
Serena?
Just like Second Life, you can build just like Second Life. One great thing is they have huge prims, which are totally modifiable. They're not like mega prims in Second Life. You can change them, which is really cool.
Can I add something real quick? One of the things she did was, before she even had the kids come on, she had big boxes with pictures of what she wanted them to build on as the textures. And that was an extraordinary idea, I thought, because it really gave the kids something to look at as they started to build. And Haley said
Thanks,
that was
Doran.
extremely helpful.
Okay, so I was just going to add to that. What she did is she talked to her 8th graders what they wanted to do, and she hooked them up with 3rd grade, and they were studying My Michigan, about the history of Michigan. So they decided to do sort of a pioneer village of Michigan. And what they did is they looked online at a lot of different pioneer villages. And they brainstormed a list of the buildings that they would need so that they could build a pioneer village of Michigan. They decided to build a school and a church, a tavern or a saloon, a general store, a blacksmith shop, and they did a lot around the Native American history. They also did a sawmill and a grist mill, and you'll see pictures of these. So go ahead, please, Skip. And here's just a student avatar. You can kind of skip that, but in the background you can see the different buildings coming up. Bang! That's my little signal to Spiff to go ahead. While the 8th graders were doing the building on reaction grid, the 3rd graders were doing the note cards of information. So it was a collaborative project. This is a student who is just creating some fashion. These are a little bit out of order. You can go ahead, please, Spiff. Here's this is Hallie in the Pioneer School that they built, and you can see up at the top they did the old-fashioned cursive letters and the chalkboard and the desk, and these were all built by students. Go ahead, please, Spiff. Here's a student again in the classroom creating an outfit. One of the things that she found is that by taking a lot of students online at the same time, she was having crashes. So in about December, she decided to buy a second island, which she named Michigan 2. And you can go ahead. This is back to the Pioneer Village. And these are her students in the covered wagon that they built. You can go ahead, please. This is the general store. And the students found a lot of textures online and brought them in. So the background is not things that they've built. It's just a picture of the inside of a general store. But it's, you know, so effective. If you visit, it's amazing the detail. Like in the sawmill, they found textures of sawdust and put it on the ground. Go ahead, please, Beth. This is the tavern that they built, the saloon. They found out that most villages, pioneer villages, had a saloon, and these boys built a saloon.
And Haley said they were practicing setting up drinks and things in there. She thought it was so
Yeah,
cool.
that's at the restaurant. They also built a restaurant on Michigan too, which is funny. This is completely out of order now, but this is Virtual Maine. And this is our little sim that we have going in Virtual Maine. This is just a little picture of the library. Sorry, these are completely messed up. It's what happens when you res something and then it crashes. This is Virtual Maine again. This is my art walk that I did with this. These are pictures, self-portraits that the students created. And texture giver. Thanks. But my idea, my students haven't come online yet. I'm having a little trouble with that. But my idea is a little different than Haley's. I'm going to have my students come and have something to explore before they build so that they learn some navigational skills and that sort of thing. I teach third grade, so it's very different. And I'm a classroom teacher, not a computer lab type person. This is actually something built by a high school student from Maine. Go ahead, Steph. Sorry, these are out of order, guys. This is our little skating rink with some free skates. If you need skates on Reaction Grid, I have full mod skates available, full permission. Go ahead, please, Steph.
I think that's all the ones that I have, Serena.
Okay, some are missing, which is too bad. I apologize to people. I kind of messed up here with the slideshow, but on Haley's, I wanted to tell you a little bit about that. When she opened up Michigan 2, her second island, she found that that really helped because she could spread the students out, and that became sort of a free build island. And there were some pictures that are missing of the students built restaurants and shops. Oh, this is the beginning. This is great. This is Haley when she first joined back in October. So that's where you land when you first join Reaction Grid. Yeah, they built a bowling alley and a movie theater. The movie theater, they can watch YouTube videos. It's very, very cute.
One of the boys who's a real good builder, he's now building a hotel.
So that's all our slides, Biff.
Okay.
And then the last thing that I wanted to tell you that about Haley is she is now building a little fantasy land. And I'll talk about that a little bit, Spiff, while you switch over to Doran slides, okay? She's taking her second graders in World and building a fantasy land. And this is the beginning of Doran's slide, but I'll finish up here. What it's going to include is the elements of a fairy tale. And she's having 2 students for each avatar. And the students need to just sort of explore and take a copy of things. So she has things set up for them to explore, and they basically run around and take copies of. She has the 3 pigs, the 3 billy goats gruff. She has a witch. They have to look for things that symbolize magic. They have to look for the happily ever after theme. So she has a castle and a unicorn. And basically the kids are learning from exploring the elements of a fairy tale. Also, she has little storybooks where she has the stories that she got from the Gutenberg, which I don't know much about, but they can click on a book and they get the story of the 3 little pigs. So they're books that have been have gone out of past the copyright date. So it's really neat that she's gone from 8th graders in pioneer villages and now she's working with second graders. And in Maine, we meet every Tuesday afternoon at 2:45, and anybody who comes to Reaction Grid is welcome to come and meet us. Coolest Bean is there, Coolest Bean Brunswick, who's in the audience, and he brings some of his students, and we basically are just exploring and building and learning together. So you're welcome to join us. And I'll say goodbye and let Doran take over.